I didn't take it seriously. I didn't take it. I do consider it to be a mainstream Sonic game, but even in the book, it says Sonic is on vacation on Flicky Island. So you can't. You have to realize that yes, it's a mainstream game. It is canon, and at the same time, it's also a spin-off game. Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure was like a direct translation of 2D into 3D. It was Sonic's real transition, and I want people to realize that that's where Sonic's home is as far as a 3D game goes. That's where his big boom was. That's where the canon all like completely made sense right from there. Some people say that some people think that it's a sequel. It takes place right after Sonic 3 or whatever. Some people say that it's a completely different universe. Regardless of which one it is, I'm not going to express my personal opinion, but regardless of which one it is canon, and it is Sonic the Hedgehog. It's right where he belongs. It's like Sonic 1 in 3D, honestly.
Yeah, it's definitely taking place like after the events of the Genesis games. And it does show some remarks of Knuckles getting tricked by Eggman again, as seen in our Adventure Let's Play. And yeah, definitely Sonic Adventure was the first real transition to 3D. And yeah, a lot of people always realize that Saturn was like mainstream, which I don't really understand, because that Saturn was going to be mainstream because they was going to put Sonic Adventure on the Sega Saturn, because the Saturn is an incredible hardware that can actually play Sonic Adventure, let alone they was actually going to put Shenmue at one point, but they instead put everything on the Dreamcast.
Right. And actually, I didn't know that they were planning to. I knew about Shenmue. I never knew about Sonic Adventure. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very.
Because of in Sonic Jam, the Sonic World.
Right.
That is the same layout as in Station Square for Sonic Adventure. That's what they just did. They just put that hub world of in Sonic Jam into Sonic Adventure for the Station Square, and they just put models and textures and everything around it.
Wow, I had no idea. That's very interesting.
So anyway, back onto Marble Garden Zone. As I said, like I do enjoy lava stages, such as this as well. And what do you take notice of Marble Gardens lava added effects and stuff?
The lava stages of any Sonic game have always been very frustrating to me. I respect them, because if you don't respect them, you're gonna get burned. But
yeah,
what is it? Emerald? No, not Emerald Hill. Sonic 2's lava stage. I don't remember the name right now. Yeah, it's escaping me. But that stage was Hilltop Zone. There we go. That one really frustrated me. This one frustrates me a little bit less, because there's just so much platforming involved, and one little mistake will send you, to your death. Whereas in a Mario game with lava, it was a one-hit kill. In Sonic, he just loses his ring, so that is something I was grateful for.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you saying that it does. You have to respect them, because that you are going to get burned. And as I said before, that lava just definitely plays a good for the environment, like for where Sonic is, and definitely gives the feeling of Sonic being tortured into this dungeon. And just a short comparison, like the level design to me reminds me of that Sega Mega Drive game Aladdin. That was on and like you have to use Aladdin to actually get up from from this level design, like the dungeon. That's what I think that Aladdin copied off that level design from this actual game.
That's a good point. I remember that level very well. Aladdin is actually one of the first games I've ever played on my Sega Genesis. I got it for Christmas with my Sega Genesis, actually, and that lava stage does remind me a lot of the Sonic lava stages, because the lava's chasing you, moving really quickly. that's very. I never put two and two together before. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because like in the Mega Drive days, definitely the focus on Sega was definitely on Sonic, and I think a lot of games around the time definitely copied a lot of Sonic's stuff. As for example, Bubsy. Bubsy was a cat on Mega Drive that was pretty much so fast as Sonic. Even I think he literally faster on foot, because Sonic's speed naturally just comes from rolling. And the player as Bubsy, like he's running from one side to the other, but the only thing is that he doesn't have no rings. He's pretty much one of the weakest video game characters ever. And like there's other ones such as, I think there's like a Looney Tunes one that you use as a character to actually go really super fast, and that copy of Sonic, and other mascots that was using the platforming idea on the Mega Drive, but it was not popular as Sonic the Hedgehog was.
Wow. I have kind of noticed that. I don't know if you've ever played Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Yeah.
Even though it's a slow game, they use a lot of Sonic's musical elements, even though they were Michael Jackson songs, and Michael Jackson has some dealings in some of Sonic's songs. It kind of feels like a Sonic game, just on a completely different engine, running at different speeds with different physics, but there's something about it that's really related to Sonic.
Yeah. And from that, like, as you said, that Michael Jackson copied of stuff, it was mainly the center of the 90s transition into platform. Like, many games at that moment in time, or should I say like the 90s kids, was super fanatic about platforming. And yes, it has changed over the years, because now it's kind of shifted into shooting franchise because of, the success of GoldenEye has done. And, every 90s kids like pretty much wants the platforming feel to it back again, like have so much platforming games.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially the part about, the shift from platforming to shooting. In the 90s, it was pretty much all about platforming. Shooting games were actually considered to be boring. Well, not all shooting games. Of course, there was like Duke Nukem. I'm talking about the early 90s. We had like some really weird army-based games, and it was just like, what is going on here? And then you pick up Sonic, it's like, yeah, Sonic, and that's pretty much how it was back then. Nowadays, everyone's like, they pick up a controller for a Sonic game, they're like, what's going on here? And then you pick up a shooting game, and it's like, yeah, Call of Duty. Even though I hate Call of Duty, but it's a different story. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. There's a major shift.
But anyway, on to the actual Let's Play from Slide Over Day. It's Spring Yard Zone. And I think I've mentioned this to you before, that there was a collaboration on YouTube that Will Smith's song from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was mixed up with this song.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever know that?
That I didn't know that until you told me that. That's pretty interesting. Believe it or not, Bobby Brown has a song also that sounds almost exactly like this. It's called Every Little Step, and I'm going to try to get a link to it on our YouTube page. But it's pretty much uncanny how similar they are, and it's just, both songs just give you that whole 90s nightlife feel. Like, I'm in Vegas, I can put both of those songs and play them in my car, and I'll feel right at home. Just cruising down the Las Vegas Strip. It'll be pretty fun.
And I had to mention is that like Springs for the Sonic franchise has been very popular in pretty much the whole of Sonic's franchise for 20 years. And what do you think to Springs? Do they sometimes give you problems, like from reaching from one platform to the other, or is it always just natural?
The springs are a challenge sometimes. Sometimes they bounce you too fast or too far, and you can't land on the platform because you pressed left instead of right, or you pressed left first and then you wanted to press right later and you didn't get enough momentum. There's just so many different physics about those springs, and I must admit that the newer games, they are a bit more automated, and that's something that I do recognize when the fans complain about it. I don't just say, hey, shut up, you complainers. I do kind of like try to look on their point of view, I guess. And they're right. The springs do kind of suck nowadays compared to the old days. Before, it was like you needed to control where Sonic was going to go, otherwise you're going to end up. Sometimes there was one spring for 3 different platforms, and you had to aim and prepare yourself. Whereas now it's like jump on the spring, just let it shoot you wherever it's going to shoot you. Keep moving. That's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, that's very true. Like on to Sonic 4, but like they can definitely improve on that. But they don't even really need to actually kind of change the springs back in the old days. What they just need to do is change the focus of the level design. I really think so. They don't need to actually plant springs everywhere, as most people say. And I think that they should just shift away from springs and just add more platforming, speed element platforming. And I think they'll get it right.
I think a nice hybrid of both, because I do like the springs and I do love the platforming. They go hand in hand together, that's something Mario never had. He didn't have any springs, he had pipes, and that was just kind of like fun and boring at the same time, whereas Sonic's like, bam, spring, look at me, I'm flying, A lot of action. That's what Sonic fans like, is action. That's why they don't call this a platformer, they call this an action-adventure game.
Yeah, definitely true. And I guess we'll leave it as that. Thanks for TK for the guest. Thanks for Sith426 promoting our channel, www.youtube.com/Sith426 for his videos. Check out his videos. And we'll leave it there for Act 2 of Marble Garden Zone. The next time we come back, I think it's going to be Labyrinth Zone. So till next time, guys. Bye.